And for those of you who don't know, this will be recorded, and I'll have it uploaded into the Make Money Now coaching group, and also put it up on my YouTube channel. That way, if you want to share this with somebody or give this to somebody, you can. So this is a little bit of a dated picture. Brace yourself, open house is coming. And a friend of mine, a former coaching client of mine, Coldwell Banker agent out in California, I saw a post of his implementing something that I had trained him on years ago. And I started talking to other people about it, and I figured this would be a good topic for our Make Money Now coaching group. And it is the thought process and the actual making a mega open house event. For those of you who participated in my mega open house training before, you're going to see that some of the things are similar, but some of the things are very specialized into doing an event and how to do an event and why to do an event. And we'll get into some very specific tactics about how to do that, and I'll give you some ideas about how to turn a open house that you're doing into a mega open house, and then also into a mega open house event. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Chris Weaver, Coach Dreamweaver. I was the #1 new agent in Florida back in 2005, 2006. I've sold over 120 million in a year. I've listed over 120 properties in a single year. I'm a national trainer and coach. I've owned 3 different brokerages. I've worked with every major brand. I'm the former chief operating officer of the Real Recruiter and Jet Black Solutions, and I'm a former Tom Ferry coach. So, open houses, and you know, there's this thought around an open house that all I need to do is put out a couple open house signs, show up on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and I'm doing an open house from 1 till 3. And oh my God, open houses don't work because nobody came by. And here's what I'd like to tell you is that you are in total, complete control of the effectiveness of your open house. And Tom Ferry talks very clearly about mega open houses when we talk about the core 4 lead sources. The first most important lead source is our center of influence, which is our sphere and our past clients. The second is geographic farming. The third is mega open houses, which incorporates marketing to both of those. And then we've got online leads. What I see a lot of agents doing is they go right into, you know, online leads. They don't do work in their sphere. They don't do work in their farm. They don't do work in mega open houses. And a year into their real estate career, 2 years into their real estate career, they're wondering why they're not having the success that they thought they were going to have. And I believe it's because we don't start with the basics. So here are some of the basics of what is a mega open house event. And I want you to think about just a normal open house, and you market it, and you get out there and you show up. A mega open house event is a client and farm appreciation event that you execute at an open house. So it is a client and farm appreciation event that you just happen to do at an open house. So the purpose of a mega open house event is to demonstrate your competence and relevance over time to my center of influence, the sellers, obviously, the neighborhood, which is my farm area, and local business owners. And I want to talk about this demonstration concept. One of my mentors, John Cheplack, talks very much about how the role of a realtor in today's world is to demonstrate my competence and relevance over time, so that a homeowner, when faced with the decision of selling their home or buying a home, reaches out to me because I'm the person that they have the closest connection to, and I've shown them over time that I am somebody who is competent and relevant. And so when you think about what you're doing day to day in your real estate career, I would challenge you to look at your demonstration of your competence and relevance as your prime goal or the prime job that you have within your real estate career. So this is the ad that, or the Facebook post that my friend Shaun Radcliffe, he is a multi-million-dollar producer, and when I say multi-million-dollar, it's multi-million-dollar GCI. So this is not just he's a multi-million-dollar, he sells millions of dollars worth of real estate. No, he makes millions of dollars from real estate commissions. When I was coaching him, he was the highest producing individual agent. This is before he had any other agents working for him. He was the highest producing individual agent in all of Coldwell Banker. And one of the top 10 within all of Tom Ferry. I think he did like 1.5, 1.6 mil as an individual agent in gross commission income. So here is what he is doing. Yorba Linda, for those of you who don't know, Yorba Linda is in Southern California. It is the great location of the Richard Nixon Presidential Library. And that is where Shaun works. And he is doing an open house, or he did an open house this past weekend at 16731 Landmark Avenue in Yorba Linda. And this is the advertisement he does for his mega open house event. It is, here's the scoop, stop by and check out this new home for sale in your community. Complimentary ice cream will be served to all who attend. So how do I find ice cream? And we'll talk about some different things that you can do to create a mega open house event. But I want to talk about not just ice cream. I want to do a shameless plug for Katie Moore. So Java Journey, located in Addison, Texas. If you are here in North Texas, I want you to go to Facebook and like, and I'll share the link to like it, and like Java Journey. So Katie Moore is one of my best friends. Her and her daughter Lily are a very important part of my life. And Katie is a former police officer from up in Sherman. She then went back to school and became a teacher. She was a teacher for a few years over in Garland. And now she is an entrepreneur like you. And what she has done is she bought a coffee truck, and she goes around and she does corporate events and, parks in companies' parking lots and does, handcrafted espresso beverages and cold brew and those types of things. And she is also available to do open houses. So this is one of the things that you can do to do an open house event, is to have Java Journey come and set up her coffee truck. Here's another one, and this is DFW Coffee Trucks. And I'll post the link in the Make Money Now coaching group so you have access to it. And you can do a few things. First of all, you can get out and have this truck come out, or a open heart or an ice cream cart come out, and you pre-buy a certain number of ice cream treats for the people that are going to be coming, and I'll tell you how to do that for free. And you can actually put on the little hat and get in the window and be handing out ice cream to the people that show up. When I was running Nicole Andrews' group over in Las Colinas, we always had an ice cream truck at our open house, at the open house tours that we did. And the entire focus of it was to invite everyone that we knew to come and bring their kids and bring their grandkids in for free ice cream. So what makes a mega open house event? So I want you to think about your standard open house, and an ice cream truck or cart will automatically transform your open house into a mega open house event. So will a coffee truck. I showed you Katie's truck. Again, shameless plug, Java Journey. Here's what, I'll throw this out. Any truck. You put a truck in front of an open house and tell people to come by, it turns into a mega open house event. And you say, Chris, what do you mean any truck? So I want you to think about a monster truck. How many of you, your kids, they see one of these big trucks, or even Luis Rios of Citibank Mortgage, his big white Jeep, or Bettina's big yellow Jeep, you park that in front of an open house and let kids climb on it, it is an open house event, right? Especially when you're inviting the kids to do it. I'll tell you another truck that I love bringing out to open houses. That's a fire truck. Don't know if you know this or not, but you can call up your local fire station and say, hey, I'd like to have your fire truck come out for this mega open house that I'm doing. I'm inviting the entire neighborhood and everyone to come, and we can do a fire safety event or something along those lines. So something else, live music. So it's nice weather. It's a little hot right now, so you might want to have them inside. But, I'll bet you almost all of us know a music teacher or a band teacher. Up the street from me, I've got the first French horn player of the Dallas Symphony Orchestra and his wife, who is a violist for the Fort Worth Symphony Orchestra. and they have kids that they teach and they train, and they would love to come out and do one of your open houses. Entertainment of any kind. So Tharpo the Clown, you guys have heard me talk about Tharpo. There we go. Travis is on his guitar. See, Travis can create an open house event on his own. You want Travis to come out to your open house, I'm sure he'd be more than willing. Any type of entertainment is something that can transform your open house into an event. Tharpo the Clown is my neighbor, lives 2 doors up from me. He has face painters. I'll also post the link to his company in the Make Money Now coaching group so that you can reach out to Tharpo. Now, Tharpo is expensive. Tharpo is like $300 an hour, but you can get face painters out there for $100 or $150 an hour. Community training. So if you're doing an open house at a house that has a pool, pick up the phone, call your local fire station or your local police office or public safety office and say, hey, I'm doing an open house over at a house in the neighborhood, and I'd like to have somebody come out from the fire department and do a pool safety training for the people that come in to the open house. Great friends of mine have their kids are little, and they put their little baby, like 9-month-old daughter, put her through this swimming training so that if she accidentally falls into a pool, she can actually turn back over on her back and survive. And I know that the person that they use, I'll put her link in there as well, be more than willing to come out and do a free training at an open house that you're doing that has a pool. So, all right. So Chris, I think I've made a good statement about what is this mega open house event. I want to talk about some very specifics that will separate you from everyone else doing an open house and create this mega open house. And also, I'll throw this out to you, a way for you to leverage every single encounter that you have or you almost have around your open house. So on the screen right now, you can see a picture of an open house directional sign. And I want to point out some really important aspects of this open house directional sign. You can go online and order open house directional signs, and they'll cost you about $1 or $1.50 a piece if you're doing 500 of them, right? So here's what I would say. You can do for $2 a piece this, and this is a house-shaped sign that you can have your picture on it, you can have your name on it, you can have your phone number on it, and you can have your website on it. And so this is a huge difference from just saying, hey, open house. This is a branding event. This is you establishing yourself as a dominant operator within your farm area and within the neighborhood that you're doing this open house. And here's what you're going to see. You put out, and I'll throw this out there. The reason why I say get 100 of them or get 500 of them is because if you're not losing 10 open house signs, you're not doing a big enough open house. Every open house. You need to lose at least 10 open house signs. The only way to lose 10 open house signs is to put out in front of the houses and directional signs from every major thoroughfare down to the house where you're doing the open house and balloons and all that kind of stuff. But you need to have out at least 20 to 30 open house signs. So I told you about my buddy Shaun Radcliffe. He puts out over 100 open house directional signs for every open house that he does. 100. He loses about 5 or 6 each time. But this is the difference between just a regular open house and a mega open house. So I'm going to talk about Preparation Monday. So today is Monday. If you're doing an open house this weekend, I challenge you to make it an open house event. And this is exactly what you're going to need to do starting today, and I'll take you through each day in order for this to be an open house event, a mega open house event. The first is I want you to pick a base of operations that is near the house where you're going to do the open house. So what I want you to do is find the house that you're doing the open house at, and I want you to go and I want you to park yourself for 2 hours a day at the Starbucks that's closest to this house. And what I want you to do is I want you to have one of your open house directional signs. I want you to put it on the table, and I want you to work in your preparation for this open house from that Starbucks every day this week for a couple of hours. People are going to come up to you and ask you, hey, where's the open house? have flyers ready, be ready to put them out. Here's the other thing. Go to the manager of that Starbucks and ask her for permission or him for permission to put your mega open house event flyer up on the board for community events there at the local Starbucks. So pick a base and time block. Now, I have people tell me all the time, Chris, I'm really not a Starbucks person. I prefer going to Dunkin' Donuts. Well, you and the 7 other people that like going to Dunkin' Donuts can go to Dunkin' Donuts when you're not working an open house, okay? Because guess what? The entire world is at Starbucks. Go there. Oh, but Chris, it's so much quieter over at Panera. You know what? You're right. And that's why losers who aren't doing mega open houses are at Panera. You want to go where the people are. That's why we're on Facebook. That's why we're at Starbucks. Go to Starbucks, shameless plug. Be there for a couple of hours a day preparing for your open house. So pick a base and time block it. Next, I want you to research your competition homes to your open house, right? So I want you to go into the MLS and I want you to find the 4 or 5 most similar homes that are the biggest competition. And I want you to pick those 4 or 5 houses, okay? Do that on Monday, that we have an understanding of how your house relates to the other houses that are for sale in the neighborhood. I want you to pick the top 4 and I want you to print them out. So you have the actual printouts of those MLS listings, right? Because this is your competition. When you have an unrepresented buyer, which will show up, when you have an unrepresented buyer walk into your open house and they say, this is really nice, but we really would prefer to have the master downstairs. You say, oh, wow, that's so cool. It's interesting you said there's a house right down the street that has a master downstairs, and I actually already have it blocked off and scheduled. And if you'd like, I can have someone take you over there right now and show it to you. Right now. Not in 5 minutes, not drive down the street and walk by it and see if you like it, but I can have somebody go show it to you right now. So you want to have at least 2 sponsors for your mega open house event. So pick up the phone, call your lender. If your lender doesn't want to sponsor your open house, sorry, Lewis, if your lender doesn't want to sponsor your open house, you probably want to work with another lender. If your title company doesn't want to help you with your open house, you might want to think about reaching out to another title company. Insurance person, roofer, all of these people are people who are willing to help pay for your mega open house event, especially if you tell them what I want you to do is I want you to help pay for what is going to make this a mega open house event. So I want you to help pay for the ice cream truck, right? I want you to help pay for the face painters that are going to be there. We're going to invite the whole community, tell them about what you're going to be doing. They're going to be more than willing to help out. And in my experience, sponsors are not hard to find. If you're struggling with this, reach out to me personally and I can help you. Create your invitation email on Preparation Monday and your flyer. So that is something you're going to create on Monday so that you have it, and you're going to want to create your flyer and you're going to want to get them out to get your invitation out to your base. So Preparation Tuesday, I got ahead of myself. So here we are on Preparation Tuesday. I'm back at Starbucks for my 2 hours at my base. And before I do that, I'm going to preview one of those 4 homes that I identified as competition. I'm then going to knock on at least 10 doors. I'm going to knock on the 2 doors on each side or 3 doors on each side and 3 or 4 or 5 houses across the street. And I'm going to have my open house flyer and say, hey, my name's Chris, and I'm your local dedicated realtor for this neighborhood. And I was just previewing the home for sale here, and I'm doing actually a mega open house event this Saturday. We're going to have face painting, and I just wanted to make sure you were invited, right? So knock on the houses around that one home that you're previewing. Don't you think that that's demonstrating your competence and your relevance over time? So I hate the fact that my phone is ringing. Meet at least one business owner. I'm going to give you a hack on how to meet a business owner. Go to Starbucks, open up your computer, put out your open house sign, put out your open house flyers, and then what I want you to do, I just realized that I had my screen down so nobody can see my face. So put all your stuff out, and then what I want you to do is I want you to leave everything there and get up and walk out of the Starbucks and go to the nearest locally owned business that isn't like just like a big franchise. So don't go to McDonald's, but if you've got like a hairdresser or a dry cleaner or something like that, just go out while you're there at Starbucks, walk in, have your flyer, say, hi, my name's Chris. I'm doing an open house, this huge event with ice cream and face painting and astronauts, over here in on Holly Lane. And I just wanted to make sure you were invited. If you know of anybody, we'd love to have them come over. We're doing face painting for the kids. Could I possibly put one of these flyers up in your window? And guess what they always say? Yes. You also want to ask them this question. Do you have any coupons or flyers that I could have at my open house that I could give away to people? They're going to love you for that. You might even pick up a third sponsor. So meet at least one business owner on Tuesday. I want you to call the neighbors to invite them. Chris, I don't have the phone numbers. Okay, stop being a wuss. Get their phone numbers. If you need help finding out where to get their phone numbers, reach out to me. I can help you. But call the phone numbers of the neighbors to invite them to the mega open house event. So if you're going to invite, let's say, the nearest 100 homes on Tuesday, you're going to want to call at least 25 of them, right? You're going to send your invitation email out to your entire database and your center of influence, inviting them to your mega open house event, your client appreciation event, similar to that ad that Shaun did. And you're going to want to create an actual event on Facebook. Now, here's what I'm going to strongly suggest. That means I'm telling you to do this. When I strongly suggest something that much, it means I'm telling you to do it. Use your business page to create the event. Use your business page to create the event. And then add you as a person, as a co-host. You want to leverage this even further? Make me a co-host. Make anyone else that you know that wants to help you promote this a co-host of that event. What it will automatically do is it show up an event of theirs, and they can promote it as well. So create your event on Facebook and then invite all your friends. Doesn't matter if they live here. Doesn't matter if they're other agents. Invite everybody you possibly can through Facebook to your event on Facebook. Preparation Wednesday. I'm previewing another home. I'm working for a couple of hours for my Starbucks. I'm going to knock on at least 10 additional doors, right? The second day, I'm going to another house that I'm previewing, knocking on those doors. I'm meeting at least one business owner. I'm doing the same thing Wednesday. So I did the hairdresser yesterday. Today, I'm doing the dry cleaner. You're going to call another 25 neighbors to 30 neighbors to 50 neighbors, depending on how many neighbors you're inviting. You're going to post at least once about your preparation for your mega open house and inviting people and sharing that event over, right? And I want you to do at least one video on Wednesday, right? So it can be on your phone, standing in front of Starbucks, saying, hey, Chris Weaver here. I'm doing some preparation for my mega open house event. We're going to have Katie Moore from Java Journey bring your coffee truck over, and Tharpo the Clown is going to send some of his people over, and they're going to do face painting. Please bring your kids. I want to see everybody that I know. Just drop by for 5 minutes if you're in the area. I'd love to see you. Have some free ice cream. Get some free face painting. We're even giving away guns with ammunition and illicit drugs. No, I'm just joking. I just said that to see if anybody was paying attention. Melody's laughing. Greg's laughing. It's all good, right? But do a video. Be creative. Do this video. Invite people. Get people excited about your mega open house event. Preparation Thursday. Have you already, just out of curiosity, if you had done this, is this already more preparation than you normally do for an open house? All right? Isn't this the connections that you're going to make doing this? It means that even if you don't show up on Saturday for the open house, it's still going to be successful just because of the people that you've interacted with and helped and talked to. So preparation Thursday, I'm doing my preview of one home, knocking on at least 10 doors. I'm meeting at least one more business owner. I'm calling neighbors to invite. I'm posting at least once on Facebook. I'm doing at least one video. Wow, Thursday looks a lot like Wednesday, doesn't it? It's like I just copied and pasted a slide. That's exactly what I did. So Friday, Preparation Friday. We're previewing at least one home. We're knocking on at least 10 doors. We're meeting at least one business owner. We're calling the rest of our neighbors to invite. We're posting on Facebook, doing at least one video. And I'm going to resend my invitation email on Friday to my entire sphere of influence. Okay? So if you want some extra credit, call your entire sphere of influence or text your entire sphere of influence, inviting them. You want extra credit? This is what Shaun does. Shaun Radcliffe, he does a quick 20-second video on his phone. Hey, Shaun Radcliffe over at Caldwell Banker, and I just want to invite you to my mega open house that I'm doing. It's ice cream. You know, here's the scoop. Come over and get free ice cream. Just want to invite you and your kids and your grandkids and your friends' kids and your dog's kids. Everyone just come, have ice cream, have fun. Here's the address, and here's what time on Saturday. And here's what he does. He copies and pastes that and sends it to everybody individually. Actually, he doesn't do it. He hands his phone to his assistant and says, send this video one by one to every single person in my phone. Pretty cool, huh? So resend that invitation email. So open house rule number 1 for realtors, invite Cookie Monster, but only if he brings his own cookies. No. So here's what I would say. The reason why I have this slide here, when baking cookies for open house, don't eat all the cookies, is if you have something special that people know you for, like your sangria. Gladys, if you're watching, Gladys is famous for her sangria. She brings it to all the potlucks. Oatmeal cookies, if you're an oatmeal cookie person, whatever it is that people know you for, leverage that. If you're somebody who bakes cookies, leverage that, right? So, I mean, not to call it Craig. Craig and I have talked about Craig's a vegan. If his wife makes these great vegan cookies, leverage that, right? Leverage the things that people already know and love about you to engage them and energize them about coming to your mega open house event. All right, on the day of the open house, and maybe the day before, get tons of balloons, right? Tons of balloons. Put out your signs and balloons, and I'll tell you something, I even start doing it sometimes on Thursdays, right? I'll put out signs, say open house this weekend, some balloons, right? And just keep going. Put them out on Friday, go back, see what signs are missing. I want you to go, and when you look at a map, every way that somebody could possibly go to get to your open house, I want you to trace that out and put open house signs along the way so that you're guiding people and directing people into your mega open house event. So get your vendors and your sponsors to get there about half an hour early so that you guys can get set up. And one of the other things why you want your vendors and your sponsors there is you want them to help you manage the open house, right? So they're going to have like their information that they can give people. But what you want them to do is say, hey, listen, if I'm talking to somebody and you see somebody else come in, could you get them to sign the sign-in sheet, right? Could you make sure they get this information? We want to make sure even people, and here, I'll tell you something, even if somebody comes in with a realtor, get them to fill out the registration, but get them to put their realtor's name on it, right? Because that gives you the ability to reach out to that realtor afterwards and maybe help that realtor find something for their clients because they came into your open house. Set up your competition showing. So the 4 houses that we went out and previewed, if they are actually houses that are competition, go into CSS and set up a showing time for towards the end of your open house. That way, if you have people that come by, you can actually take them over to that house and show it to them right away. Print out the MLS sheets of the competition because this is something that you're going to want to give to people if they aren't interested in your house so that you can promote those open houses. Definitely ask for feedback. Part of the process in registering and getting people to fill something out is to get their feedback. Gladys remembers we had a really good feedback form that we used over at Better Homes and Gardens. I'll find one and I'll post it in the group. If any of you have one good, feel free to post it in the group. But it's asking for feedback, and people understand that and are willing to give you feedback sometimes more than they're willing to give you their contact information. So, life hack, how to get people's contact information. Make a promise not to comment them if unsolicited, right? Make that promise. Hey, I'm not going to bug you, but I want to collect your contact information because I do a drawing after every one of these mega open house events, for a free pool noodle or whatever it is you're going to be giving away. It can be something small, it can be something big, but give something away that has some value. A $5 Starbucks card is great, right? A free pizza, and get the pizza guy down the street to donate a free pizza for your open house that you can give away, right? And get people to fill out their information, and this helps you collect that information. And post a lot on Facebook on open house day. Just post a lot. You can't overpost about ice cream and face painting and open houses. It's impossible. It's literally impossible to overpost. So obviously, one of the reasons why we do open houses is so that we can get with the unrepresented buyers, right? But even if on open house day we don't meet a single unrepresented buyer, if we've met neighbors and we've engaged our sphere and we've engaged our center of influence, we've had a successful mega open house event. So post open house day, follow up by phone everybody that was there that you can say, thank you for coming to my open house, and offer to be of assistance. Send thank you notes to the neighbors that attend. Handwritten thank you notes to the neighbors that attend. This is essential in working a farm. Send your open house report to the sellers along with feedback. Let them know what people said about the house. So what's next? So guys, if you've got questions, you're not sure how to implement this, or I've gone too fast, you want more clarification, my email address, chris1234weaver@gmail.com. You can also call or text me, 469-431-5208. So I am going to be uploading this into our Facebook group, the Make Money Now coaching group. If you are not a member of that group, reach out. I'll add you to the group, and I will be putting this video up on YouTube as well, so you can share it with any of your friends or people that you think might get some value from this. So Little Elm, the beach, this coming Thursday. All of you that are here local in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, regardless of what your brand, regardless of whether you're even, it doesn't matter how great you are or how horrible you are at real estate, we're going to be getting together, and I will post information in our group about it and create a Facebook event. But it's going to be lots of fun. And actually, Travis is the one who is throwing it, and we want to show him support and get up there and just have a good time. And meet and have some adult beverages and some non-adult beverages. Next is, for those of you that don't know, we do a live training. I do a live training every week in Allen at Citibank, Luis Rios's Citibank office in Allen. If you're not sure of the address, you'll see it in the comments. And we also live stream that out on the Agent Business Explosion website. So I have gone 3 minutes over. I apologize for that. For those of you that are EXPers, current, not future EXPers, but current EXPers, all futures, you can come to, at 10:45, which is in about 12 minutes, we're going to come back here and we're going to do our talent attraction coaching call. It's going to run about 10 to 15 minutes. It's not going to be very long. We're going to talk about some things that we can do to help attract agents and build our revenue share. If you're interested in hearing about that and you're not with the XP, you're more than welcome to come as well. It's the same exact link that you used to get to this call. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm going to just check the notes here in chat, see if there's anything. Beautiful. Excellent. Beautiful. All right, everyone. Have a great Monday, and it's not too late to do a mega open house this weekend. Follow these steps. It's Preparation Monday. Have a great day, everyone.
Great call, Chris.